Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Now today I am going to discuss about the second part of the gravitation chapter. In the first part of the video, we have discussed about the force, motion, types of motion and about the Newton's law of gravitation. Now in the Newton's law of gravitation, we have studied that each and every particle attracts every other particle with a force which is directly proportional to their product of their masses and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. And we have got the formula F is equal to G m1 m2 upon d square, where G was called as a universal gravitational constant and m1 m2 was the masses of the two objects and d was the distance between the center of both the object. Okay, now as you know that in the whole universe every planet's stars have their own force of gravitation. Okay, so even our earth has a force that is nothing but a gravitation, and earth attracts each and every object present on it. Okay, as you know that earth attracts each and every object present on it, and this force of gravitation is directed towards the center of the earth. Okay, so as you know that the force of gravitation exists between their center of the two objects. So here also the force of the gravitation is directed towards the center of the earth. Okay, so whenever you throw any object at any height above the surface of the earth, it gets attracted towards the earth. Okay, why it gets attracted towards the earth? Because of the force of gravitation. As you know that every planets have their own force of gravitation. So consider this is a earth, okay, and it has many objects, okay, just like the people sitting here, trees, ships, car, buildings, buses, trains. These are all the objects which is situated on the surface of the earth, and all the force of attraction which is applied on them is directed towards the center of the earth, Okay, that means every force which is exerted on the objects is directed towards the center of the earth. Okay, it comes back to the center of the earth. Okay, very simple to understand. Now the next that we are going to study is nothing but the high tide and the low tide. Now as you know that the level of sea water at any given location along the seashore increases and decreases twice a day. So you have known that high tides and low tide occur at different places at different times. Okay, now the level of water in the sea changes because of the gravitational force of the moon. Okay, now as you can see from the diagram here, the moon exerts the gravitational force on these oceans. Okay, now the oceans get attracted by the moon. Okay, so that's why the level of the water in the sea changes because of the gravitational force exerted by the moon. So this water is get attracted by the moon, and there the level of the water gets increased and it creates their high tide. Okay, now at two places on the earth at 90 degree from the place of the high tide, the level of the water is minimum. As you know that we have this portion, this is nothing but poles. Okay, this is also a pole. Now at the poles the water is minimum, so the low tide occurs at the poles and high tide occurs at these two regions. Okay, so low tide and high tide are caused by the gravitational force of the moon. Okay, now so as you know, whenever you throw any object, okay, above from the surface of the earth at any height, it comes down. Okay, why it comes down? Because of the pull of the earth. Okay, earth attracts the object which is thrown above the surface of the earth with a force, and due to the force the velocity of this object will eventually decrease and it will fall to the ground. Okay. Now the next thing that we are going to study is the acceleration due to gravity. Now in the acceleration due to gravity, as you know, acceleration is the rate of the change of velocity of an object with respect to time. Okay, acceleration is the rate of the change of the velocity of an object with respect to time. Now I will explain you what is acceleration with a simple example. Okay, now here consider this woman is driving a car. Okay, now when eventually at the start the car was stopped. Now at the moment she starts the car, she starts driving and the speed will increase from 0 to 10 till 15, then 20 and 25. So the speeds gets increased. Okay, now as you can see that initially it was at 0 velocity, and after some interval of time the speed of the car will be around 40 or 50 km per hour. Okay, so speed here gets increased. Now here the speed get increased, so the acceleration is the rate of the change of velocity. Now as you can see that the velocity here is changed from 0 to 50 km per hour. So here the acceleration is also getting increased. Okay, now whenever the velocity gets changed, it is nothing but due to the acceleration. Okay, so acceleration is the rate of the change of velocity of an object with respect to time. So whenever you start the car, so the acceleration will be positive, and when you stop the car your velocity will decrease and it will come to 0 km per hour. So that time your acceleration will be negative. Okay, so whenever you start the car your speed will go on increasing, so the acceleration is positive, and when you will stop the car your speed will go on decrease and the acceleration will be negative. Okay, now as you know that the Newton's law of motion we have already studied in your previous classes, but here we are going to study about the Newton's second law of motion. Now Newton's second law of motion states that a force acting on a body results in its acceleration. Force acting on a body results in its acceleration. Now as you can see that whenever you apply a force on the object moves. Okay, now if you keep on applying different forces, the object will move at different velocity. Now whenever it will move at different velocity, so it results in acceleration. Okay, now as you can see the gravitational force due to earth on the body results in acceleration known as the acceleration due to gravity, denoted by g. So as you know that earth also attracts the body towards itself. Okay, so if you throw any object above the surface of the earth, okay, and it will come down, right, because of the attraction of the earth, and due to the attraction of the earth the velocity of the object will get decreased. The velocity of the object will get decreased. So now here the acceleration, okay, the acceleration by the earth exerted on the object is given by small g, So as you know that due to the second law of motion we have a formula F is equal to m into a, where m is the mass of the body and a is the acceleration of the body. Okay, so whenever you apply the force on the object of having a mass, it results in acceleration. So we got the equation F is equal to m into a. We have studied already. Now we know that we are studying for the earth's gravitational force, so we are talking about the gravitational force due to the earth. So we will just replace this a by g. Why will replace a by g? As you know, we have studied this formula in the Newton's law of motion, that is F is equal to m, capital M into small m upon r square. Now this is g, that is gravitational constant. Capital M is the mass of the earth, small m is the mass of the object, upon r square means this is the distance between the center of the earth and the object. Now this is equation number 1 and this is equation number 2. Both are forces. Okay, both are forces. That means these two quantities are equal. So we will equate them. Now when you equate them, this m and this m will get cancelled. This m and this m will get cancelled and we will get g is equal to gm upon r square. G is equal to gm upon r square. This is the formula for the acceleration due to gravity denoted by g. This is the formula for the acceleration due to gravity of the earth. Okay, now so let's just calculate the value of g. So calculation of the value of g, first of all, g is equal to gm upon r square. That just now we have got it. As you know, g is nothing but 6.67 into 10 to the power minus 11 Newton meter square upon kg square. Also, you know the radius of the earth. Radius of the earth is nothing but 6400 kilometer, which can be converted into meter and can be written as 6.4 into 10 to the power 6 meter. Okay. Now value of g. Now here the value of g is nothing but we have calculated the value of g, that is substituted this value of g here, and this 6 into 10 to the power 24 is nothing but the value or the mass of the earth. The mass of the earth is nothing but 6 into 10 to the power 24 kg upon r square. This is the r, 6.4 into 10 to the power 6 meter. Okay, now when you calculate this, we get the value as g is equal to 9.77 meter per second square. Okay, since it is an acceleration, so the unit will be meter per second square. Okay, now this is the exact value, but for the approximation we always use 9.8. Okay, in many of the areas it is already used as 10. Okay, so this is the value of g. Okay, acceleration due to gravity by earth is nothing but the 9.8 meter per second square. Now next we will study about the value of g at the different positions of the earth. Now as you know, our earth is not perfectly spherical. It is bulge at the equator. Okay, it has bulge in the equator. Let's just see in the diagram. This is the diagram of the actual earth. Now as you can see, it is bulge at this equator and flat at the poles. This is the poles and this is the equator. Okay, now if you consider this point as the center, so this is the distance from the center to the pole. Okay, and this is the distance from the center to the equator. Okay, as you can see, the distance from the center to the pole and the distance from the center to the equator, okay, is different. Now here the center and the equator, this distance is greater than this distance. Okay, so here the value of g is highest at the poles. Okay, it is highest at the poles and lowest at the equator. Why it is lowest at the equator? Okay, I'll just tell you from the formula. As you can see that our value of g was g is equal to gm upon r square. Okay, if you consider the distance between the center and the equator, you can see that the distance of the center and the equator is greater than the distance between the center and the pole. So at the equator the radius will be greater. Okay, at the equator the radius will be greater, and so the gravitational force will be low at the equator, and at the poles the radius will be smaller. At the poles the radius will be smaller, and that's why it will be greater value of g. Okay, so now you have got it. The value of g is highest at the poles, that is 9.832 meter per second square, and lowest at the equator, that is 9.78 meter per second square. Okay, now next, so we have studied about the change along the surface of the earth. Okay, so the value of g is different at the poles and at the equator the value of g is different. Now we will check the value of g along the change with the height. Okay, so whenever you have an object and you throw that object into the sky, okay, so the height of the object and the earth change, and due to the change of their height the value of g can be changed. Okay, so let's just study about this. Now consider we have a satellite here, this is a satellite, and we have a earth. Okay, now you know that satellite is at a very much high distance from the earth. So here you consider this distance from, this is the center and this is the surface, so this will nothing but the r. Okay, this center and the surface, this will nothing but the r, that is radius of the earth, and next will be from the surface to the satellite will nothing but the height. Okay, so the total distance of the satellite from the center of the earth will be r plus h. Okay, once again I'll tell you, from this center to the surface is the radius of the earth, and from the surface to the center of the satellite is h. So the total distance from the center to the satellite is nothing but r plus h. Okay, so here when you calculate the value, you will get that g is equal to 8.7 meter per second square, and this satellite will be a weather satellite because the weather satellite is at 400 kilometer above the earth, 400 kilometer above the earth. So the g value will be 8.7 meter per second square. Now if you have another satellite, that is nothing but the communication satellite. Okay, now we have another kind of satellite which is communication satellite. Communication satellite is very much high above the surface of the earth, which is nothing but 35,700 kilometer, and at this spot the value of g will be 0.225 meter per second square. Okay, so in the case of weather satellite, the acceleration due to gravity on the satellite will be 8.7 meter per second square, and in the case of communication satellite, okay, in the case of communication satellite, the acceleration due to gravity on that satellite will be 0.225 meter per second square. Okay, obviously this both satellites keeps on revolving around the earth, and due to their velocity and also the gravitational force of the earth. Now the next case that we are going to study is the object on the surface of the earth. Now we have studied about the two cases. First case was the change of the value of g along the surface of the earth. Second case we have studied is the value of g above the surface of the earth, and the third case here is the object on the surface of the earth. Okay, now here we have this diagram. This is the earth. Okay, and there are three peoples here, 1, 2, 3, which are on the surface. For example, us, we are staying on the surface of the earth, so our weight is directly attracted by the earth towards the center of the earth. Okay, so the gravitational force exerted by the earth on this object is directed towards the center of the earth. We have already studied this. Now in this case the value of g will be approximately equal to 9.8 meter per second square. Okay, originally it is 9.77, and here in the case of man-made balloon, okay, in the case of man-made balloon, you know that the man-made balloon goes above the height at 36.6 kilometer. So here the acceleration due to gravity on this balloon, will be 9.77 meter per second square. Okay, so we have studied the three cases. First, the value of g along the surface of the earth, value of g above the surface of the earth, value of g on the surface of the earth. Okay, so the value of g keeps on changing due to the different positions of the object around the earth or on the earth. Okay, now the next is nothing but the change with depth. Okay, now as you may know that we are just on the surface of the earth. Okay, so if we are on the surface of the earth, the formula directly applies. F is equal to G m1 m2 upon d square. But what if we are on the surface of the earth, but if we go inside the earth, that means we dig inside of the earth and we come over here, and this will be the center. Okay, so let us consider this is the center and this is the object. We have come from the surface to the inside of the earth. Okay, so when you come from the surface to the inside of the earth, okay, so this will be the distance from the center to the object, right? Now if you know that whatever the distance we're taking in the formula of gravitation, it was the from the center to the earth to the surface of the earth. Okay, it was from the center of the earth to the surface of the earth. But here the object is present inside the earth. Object is present inside the earth. So here the masses of the earth will be reduced to this circle. Okay, first our object was present on this surface, so we used to take the whole radius, right? But now the object is present here, so from this distance to the center we will take only this much mass of the earth for the calculation of the force of gravitation. Okay, understood? So since the object is present inside of the earth, so the distance from the object to the center, this is the circle, and only this part of the mass of the earth is required to calculate the force of gravitation. Okay, so as we go deep inside the earth, the value of mass of the earth and the radius decreases. As you know, when we were on the surface of the earth, the radius was greater, but now we are inside the earth, so the radius gets smaller. Okay, also when we were on the surface of the earth, we used to take the whole mass of the earth, but now we are inside of the earth, so we are going to take only this much mass of the earth. Okay, only this much mass. So our formula was G is equal to Gm upon R square, where capital M is the mass of the earth and capital R is the radius of the earth. So as you know that the mass of the earth got reduced, also the radius of the earth gets reduced, and due to this reduction the value of G also decreases. Okay, value of G also gets decreases. So if you go from the surface to the inside of the earth, the value of G goes on decreases and not increases. I hope you understood this video. If you have any doubt, do let me know in the comments. And if you haven't watched my first part of the gravitation, please watch that video first and then this video. Also share with your friends and do subscribe my channel. Thank you.